guys. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Um, Let me go ahead and say now that everything was perfect until the very end. I'll explain why. In just a little bit. Um, well, to start off, this assignment was a little different from the rest. Well, from the first time we did a data acquisition using Parabin. For the fact that I had to install iTunes and also a runtime player for it to actually do the acquisition. Um, this acquisition took a lot longer than the last one. It took about, I'd say it took about 5.5 hours to actually pull all the information, and even with that, it was still, I believe it's labeled a partial. It was still a partial acquisition. All right, so let's get into the fun parts. First and foremost, let me say that thank God for these screenshots. I'm not sure how this will actually, if it will or will not save me, but if you check the screenshots once I submit them, and you see, you check the time on the screenshots, you will see that this was actually completed. The acquisition itself was completed on time. However, being that I had to go to work and I had other finals to complete, I made what turned out to be a terrible mistake in the fact that I did not complete the YouTube demonstration on the spot. So what I did was I saved what I had. I saved what I have, and I tried to open up the files later, and this is the issue that I ran into upon doing so. If I open up Parabin, I am still honestly opening up the save file, which is located here. I'm sorry, I closed down the virtual machine, which is located here. It's located here. This is my iCloud acquisition, and what you see has a decent amount of information located within it. And this is my, well, that's just the iCloud acquisition. Where is okay, so here's my here's the actual phone itself. That's the actual acquisition. So as you see, looking at the file size, you can see that it pulled a significant amount of information from the phone. However, I thought it would be similar to whenever we did the assignments where we had to analyze the Android phone and the iPhone. These files here instantly opened up. They had a decent amount of information on them as well. They're probably about the same size files as what I was able to retrieve. However, the issue that I ran across when opening these files is these here where it says processing. It's been in this processing state for like, I tried to reset this program like 4 or 5 times over the last, I'll say about 6 hours. And I mean, it's almost like it's doing another acquisition. I'm only able to access select information at this moment. I can't access anything. This is great. Yeah, I can't even open this up right now. In fact, let me see something here. If I can stop that. Wait, did I even want to do that? Other than this here, I mean, everything was great. I mean, I was able to access all my messages. I was able to, let's see what it, I'll open this up. I was just able to open this. I mean, now I can't get into anything. I mean, this is, okay, so we could see something. Okay. These are some of my Safari histories. From things that I browse on online. These are music videos. World Star. And this is a Twitter user who likes to tweet about a lot of upcoming Dragon Ball Z events. I'm not sure what to actually make of this stuff here. Whenever I did the first acquisition, I was not even able to successfully make out what this is here. But as of right now, I'm having a lot of issues with Pyramid. So let me just go over into the screenshots. So the screenshots are actually a lot more detailed about the actual acquisition itself. So like I stated before, I did have to install iTunes, the driver pack, and runtime to actually do the acquisition on the phone or on the iPhone. I apologize. So these are the steps that I took. So that's me creating the case. This is when it was actually running the acquisition. It actually failed on me 3 times, but I just started it back up. Failed in the middle of the night, but I just kept rolling over and checking because I knew it was. I mean, just dealing with it. It seems like there's a lot of issues with iPhones, but I did have one where it seemed to complete all the way. Partial acquisition supported. That's an error message that would pretty much show you what is and is not supported. However, it did not give me that long drop down list as it would if I was using an Android system. So these are screenshots of some of the information I was able to get. In this particular screenshot, this is my Safari suspended state stuff, which is tabs that I still had open in my Safari, which I thought was pretty cool. Another thing, so in this screenshot, I did two two cloud services backups. I did one for the iCloud itself, and then I did another one for the Google Drive. I was unsuccessful in retrieving any information for the iCloud, as it kicked back an error message, invalid credentials. However, for the Google Drive, I was able to pull information. And in this bottom screenshot here, it shows, it's kind of hard to see, but like I said, it will be included in the, with the video and the screenshot videos. This is actually images from my Google Drive. It's actually 2 pictures, or a lot of pictures of some houses, because I do real estate work outside of Best Buy. So just kind of messing with the files to kind of see what it was all there during the successful acquisition. It was pretty much everything that we covered within the course itself, as far as like GPS tracking. I wasn't able to get anything that I know is saved into my iCloud, which makes sense during the iCloud backup that I couldn't really get anything from it. It was very sporadic in the information that it did pull from my iCloud, such as pictures. There's certain pictures that I know I don't have saved directly on my phone. It's saved to the iCloud. So just to get back to the questions here. So discuss any limitations associated with the device acquisition process and how the end result is useful for digital investigators. So like I said, all the information that's pulled, as long as it's done right, obviously everything can be, you could kind of just sift through the information to find what you're looking for as it relates to the case. So I mean, that's pretty much self-explanatory on how this can be used for digital investigators. Other topics that we discussed this semester, such as data privacy, planned obsolescence, and Internet of Things. I was very surprised to see that you could do a data acquisition for an Alexa. I thought that was pretty cool. I do not have an Alexa account to try myself, but being that it was offered, obviously you're able to do it. So as it relates to Internet of Things and devices that we just use from a day-to-day basis, I think that's that was kind of surprised by that she was able to pull that information. As far as planned obsolescence goes, I don't think iPhone is lacking in, we know they have an issue with planned obsolescence, but when it comes to security, that is not something that I believe that they have to worry about, because it was very troublesome to try to retrieve any information from the phone, even using mobile edit or E3. And my thoughts on the paraben wasn't bad at all. This was the only issue that I had, thinking that the files that I had saved would open back up in a timely manner. I mean, because like I said, this processing thing that is doing, like even this little bit of information that I'm even viewing here is I wasn't able to access that like a few hours ago. So it's almost like it's doing another live acquisition, which just, to me, is just crazy. Like I said, we already pulled this information. I could get, the basic information about the phone, my phone number. But yeah, so everything was flowing as it should, which you would see based off the screenshot. So I should have recorded everything right then on the spot, but like I said, I was pressed for time. So I guess you could consider this to be a drawback of paraben, because it should not take this long to open up a case file that's already saved. It's almost no point in saving it. I mean, this is pretty much another live acquisition is what I'm looking at. Um, any other questions? One thing I wish I could have tried. I wish I could have tried an Android device. Unfortunately, I do not have access to an Android device that I could have, held on to for this long of a period to actually run these tests on it. But other than that, everything went smooth. I wish I was just able to capture it on camera, just the information that I found on hand, that I found on my phone. I mean, just the images and everything else. I mean, everything was there. So I do see how it can be used in the digital forensic realm, and I could also see the obvious drawbacks that it has as well. Because this is definitely something that takes some time to operate. All right, so that would conclude my presentation.